Hello everyone. Here I'm gonna tell you about virtual reality. The virtual reality is the base of future on which the augmented reality is based. Start with it. Virtual reality is the virtual environment which seems to be real. And in this video I'm gonna tell you about this virtual reality, and this will be helpful for both the non-technical persons and the technical persons also, because I'm gonna deal with it in detail. First, defining the virtual reality, where it is that artificial environment or the virtual environment which seems to be real, where the user suspends its belief from the real world and accepts the virtual world as real world. Now, coming on to the senses on which the virtual reality is all based upon. The virtual reality is basically based upon the sight and sound, the vision and the voiceover, whereas several other things are included like the motion, the sensors, and several other things like the IR trackers. Now moving on to the trace of virtual reality. The virtual reality concept begins near the 1950s, long before the development of digital technology. You have seen these type of VR headsets earlier. Moving on to some contributors who made this term or who coined this term virtual reality. First, the Jaron Lanier, who credited as the person who coining the term virtual reality. After that, Evan Sutherland created the first head-mounted display, that is the VR headset we are using. But on that, but at that time, that head-mounted display was very huge in size. It was like a whole system in which you have to place your head and see in that. It was discovered almost 70 years ago, as I already mentioned that, and it was the base for the human computer interaction. After that, the public came into known to this term in the late 1980s and 90s. Now, the virtual reality types. There are three types of virtual reality basically. First one is immersive, second one is non-immersive, and third one is semi-immersive. Where immersive one deals with the perception of being physically present. Like some of you might have seen the games. The best example for that is the Ravan game, developed in the Ravan movie, in which there were sensors, the movement, the head movements, they are all tracked by the higher sensors, and the voiceover is also heard. Where the continuity of surroundings, conformance of human vision, freedom of movement, physical interaction, and physical feedbacks are all included in that immersive virtual reality. It affects all sensory systems, which give you ability to immerse fully into virtual reality. And this is just an image like to show you guys that how it works. The immersive is just 3D image which surrounds the user. In case of immersive, the track IR is one of the most important measuring device, the measuring sensor. IR basically tracks your head movement and your posture movements so that you can actually feel the virtual world as a real world. And there are other sensors like magnetometers, accelerometers, and gyroscope. These are these are also available in your smartphones, where you turn your phone to put on rotate mode and etc. etc. Now coming on to the next one, the non-immersive virtual reality. It is basically the virtual reality in which not all the sensory organs, not all the senses of your system are usually intact with these machinery, the VR system, where only one or two sensory systems are included in this to get feedbacks. Where Large display is present, but it doesn't surround the user. Moving on to semi-immersive, it includes two or three sensory systems. The best example of this, the flight simulator, in which you can hear, you can see, and you can just control that. Now coming on to the applications of VR, virtual reality. The first and foremost, it solves anxiety issues. Virtual environment is used to design a range of software. Like those persons who are having depression or who are having any sort of disorder, like I would say the phobia, they can be treated with the help of VR. The virtual environment is created in such a way that it seems to be that much real, so one can get over his or her fears. There are other several applications like surgery, theater. You must have seen the movies in 3D, the attraction, the gaming, the advertising, manufacturing, the military where they can be trained with the help of virtual reality, and several other. In the YouTube now today's in today's life, the YouTube is giving the VR option so that one can see any video in the virtual environment, which seems to be so much well. And there are also several 360 videos available on YouTube, on which you can see on your VR headsets, and that's even more interesting. So go and try that. Thanks for watching.